Hey chickies! So today I have a story time video for you all. And this story time is about my friend's psycho girlfriend. And I mean, by the title of it, you could tell that I am gonna be pretty pissed off in this video. So without further ado, let's get started with this story. Okay, so as I do in my normal story time videos, I'm not gonna name any names specifically, just say that I have this friend and I've been friends with him for a good 5 years now. Ever since I was in 7th grade, we became friends. I'm currently in 11th grade. We've been best friends. He does not live near me. He actually lives in a different state. But you know what? I'm meeting him for like the first time in like a month, which is really good. But you know what? That's besides the point. But you know, we always keep in contact, and even when we lose contact, we always get back, and you know, we always talk and stuff. And we've never actually been in a relationship. There have been times where we've been like, you know, like flirty and stuff, and where we were considering dating, but we're like, you know, that wouldn't work out because, you know, long distance and stuff, not trying to do that. But yeah, that like whole phase of us going through that is long gone. And so me and him have been best friends for like the past 2 to 3 years. Now, obviously, we've been friends for 5 years. Through those 5 years, since both of us are in the dating game, we have had boyfriends and girlfriends before, and obviously, I've had my fair share of boyfriends already. He's had his fair share of girlfriends already. However, there is this new girl. So this new girl comes into the picture for him, and he's dating this new girl, and we're gonna name him Bob, and we will name her Sam. So you have Bob, which is my friend, and he starts dating this girl named Sam. Now, when he started dating Sam, me and him actually weren't talking. It was like one of those phases where, you know, we just like kind of cut off communication just because of like whatever. And then eventually one day I was like, wow, I haven't talked to him forever. Let me text him. So I shot him a text. And I was like, hey, what's up? And stuff like that. And he never replied. And I was like, okay, not a big deal. Guess he doesn't want to be friends with me or something like that. And I didn't know that he had a girlfriend. So I was like, okay, guess he just doesn't want to talk and stuff like that. So I didn't know. So I remember like a couple days later or whatever, I go onto his Instagram and I saw that there were pictures up with her, and I was like, oh, I was like, well, he has a girlfriend now and stuff like that. And so I text him again. This is a couple days later. I'm like, hey, I know that you didn't reply to me the other day, but I didn't know that you have a girlfriend. That's great and everything like that. And I didn't get a text back again, and I was like, okay, fair enough. And I was like really sketched out about it though, because normally he would reply to me like right away and be like, oh, hey, what's up, I miss you, or something like that, or be like, yeah, I have a girlfriend now, she's great, and like all that type of stuff. So basically, because he wasn't like responding in the way that I expected him to, I was like, okay, this is really weird and everything. And so I just stopped texting him. And then I remember I was like, you know, like I'm like still wondering like how is he doing and stuff like that. Like it's really weird that he hasn't replied to me and something. Like, did I do something that like made him mad, or like, you know, I don't really know what it was. I was just really weirded out because I know that it was not like him. So sure enough, I ignore it. And then like a week later, I'm just like scrolling on my unfollower app or whatever, my Twitter and Instagram one, you know, it tells me like who unfollowed me and who blocked me. And I go on to it. On my Instagram one, it says that he unfollowed me, and then I checked my block list and it said that he blocked me. And I was like, okay, so he blocked me on Instagram. And then I go onto my Twitter one, and it said that he unfollowed me and blocked me on there too. And I was just like really confused. I was like what the hell? Like why would he do this? So I screenshotted it and I sent it to him, and I was like, I go, dude, why did you block me? And then I get a text back and it says fuck off. And I was like, what? Like I was really confused. I was like, like, all right, what? Like, so at first I thought it was him, and so I text him back, I go, excuse me? And then I realized it was his girlfriend that texted me, and she's like, you heard me, off, stop talking to him. And I was like, okay, this I was just like really confused. I was like, what the hell did I do? Like, why doesn't his girlfriend like me and stuff? Like, maybe because it's another girl texting him and stuff, but like, you have to be that insecure for when another girl texts your boyfriend to freak out about it immediately. Like, I could understand if I was like his ex-girlfriend or something like that, or like, you know, like he was like telling her like, oh yeah, like Christina's so great and everything, and you know, she got all jealous and stuff. But it's like, you know, you never even talked to me, and it's not like me and him were like flirting and stuff like that, or like we had a thing before that, because like I told you guys we were flirty and everything like 3 years prior. But that like completely cut off, and we were literally just strictly friends, and we talk like friends, and that was it. And so she just got bad vibes about me immediately, and I was like what the heck? And my lighting just changed, so I'm sorry if you guys saw that. I don't know if it picked up on camera, and it's changing again. My bad. So long story short, I was confused, but I just left it alone. I was like, you know, like this is really like, what the hell? Like that's really messed up. And so then what happens is a couple weeks go by or whatever, and I was in like a really upset state in my life. I don't know if you guys know, but a couple weeks ago, I went through a breakup, and it has been like the worst 3 weeks of my life. If you guys haven't like seen on my channel, I've been uploading really crappy content, and it's just not fun, let me tell you. It's been like the most depressing 3 weeks of my life. It really does suck, but you know, I'm getting through it. But you know, like, I mean, the only person that I really feel that I could talk to that would help me out with that type of stuff was him, or, you know, like my friend Emily was really good at helping me, and like, you know, like shout out to all my friends that are like helping me through this. It's great, but I was like, I felt so shitty because like whenever something significant like that happened, then I feel like, you know, like I should like tell him and stuff. So I go and I text him again. And I go, hey, I know that like your girlfriend hates me and stuff, but I'm going through a really crappy time in my life, and all I want to do is get your opinion on something. And I want to ask him his opinion on like something that has to do with the breakup. I forget what it was. And then I get a text back from him, and he goes, who is this? I text him back, I go, are you kidding me right now? Who is this? You know what I mean? Like, I was like, he doesn't have my number anymore. This went into his phone and deleted my number. And then he like recognized, he's like, wait a minute, is this Christina? I was like, yeah, it's Christina. And then he was just like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. He's like, I'm sorry about like everything. He's like, my girlfriend blocked you on Twitter and Instagram, and you know, and she deleted your number out of my phone. And I was just like, oh, so she's the one that went on your Twitter and Instagram and blocked me. And I'm just like, wow, I just like couldn't believe this. I was like, how, like, what the So I'm like, why doesn't she like me? I asked him, like, why doesn't she like me? Like, I don't get what I did so wrong. He's like, you didn't do anything wrong. It's just that the first time when you texted me, she asked who it was because she saw a girl's name came up in the phone, and I showed her your Instagram so she could see what you look like. And she was very intimidated by you because of how pretty you are. And I was like, well, thank you for the compliment, but still not a reason for blocking me out of your life. Like, that's really messed up. He's like, yeah, she thought that like you were gonna try and get with me, or like, you know, something like that, or I was gonna try and get with you, and so she got really like freaked out because of it, because she knows that you're like really pretty and everything, and so all of that stuff. And I was just like, well, once again, like, thanks for the compliment and everything, I appreciate it, but that's still like really messed up. Like, just because she thinks that I am pretty and I'm attractive doesn't mean that she cuts me out. Like, I don't get like girls with that. Like, I can understand like there are certain girls that like you don't want your boyfriend talking to you or something, don't want you talking to. Sorry, I'm checking my Snapchat. Okay, I can reply to that later. You know, I can understand there's like certain girls that like your girlfriend will have a bad vibe about, and so they'll be like, you know, could you like talk to them less? Like, me as a girlfriend, like if I have a bad vibe about a girl, I'll tell my boyfriend, but I'll be like, you know, like I'm not gonna cut you off from like talking to her completely, but just know that like I have bad vibes about her and that she could potentially do this and stuff like that. And it's funny because I actually had bad vibes about this one girl before, and then I like told my ex, and he was like, all right, like that's, you know, like you have bad vibes, it's fine and everything. And sure enough, over time, I realized that my bad vibes are correct, and he realized it was correct, but he was dumb enough and made a mistake. And I was just like, see, like I told you she's a bad person and everything, I told you. So that was that. And so it was just like weird, because like there's certain girls that'll just like cut their boyfriends off completely from talking to other girls. Like, they'll be like, oh, like this girl, like, oh yeah, she's pretty, she's your friend, I don't want you talking to her. And it's like, if I was dating somebody and they came to me and they were just like I have a best friend named Brian, and Baby Buckley, you guys probably heard of him before. He walked me on my Sweet 16. If you guys saw my Sweet 16 video, me and him have been best friends literally since the day we were born. And if I was dating somebody and they came to me and they were just like, oh, like, I don't like that you talk to Brian and stuff like that, you need to like stop talking to him, I would break up with that person. Like, obviously I'm gonna choose him over you. Like, that's like so shitty. Like, I can understand if you have a bad vibe about a person, but number one, if it's a ridiculous person, like if he like were to come to me and be like, oh, I have bad vibes about Brian, I'd be like, what the hell are you talking about? He has a girlfriend and I've been best friends with him since we were born. And number two, like, you should be able to trust me and stuff like that. If it's just like a random guy that like just started to talk to me and stuff and he's like, listen, like, I got bad vibes and stuff, then I would respect that and be like, all right, like, that's fine, I'll keep an eye out and everything. But you know, I feel like you shouldn't cut people off that, like, you shouldn't cut people out of your boyfriend or girlfriend's life just because you have a bad vibe about them. All you need to do is warn them. You guys, are you picking up on them? You picking up on them, putting it down? Yeah, that's everything. I don't know how I got into the ramble of that, but we're gonna go back to the story now. So anyways, as I told you guys, she was very intimidated by me because she thought I was gonna try to get with him. And I'm like, obviously I'm not gonna do that because you're dating, and I had a boyfriend and stuff like that. I mean, it was once we broke up and everything, but during our entire friendship and stuff, I've had several boyfriends, you know, and I've been through many breakups and everything. This one was a very, 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 very significant breakup. Wow, I just like messed up my words and stuff like that, so I was like, you know, like I'm in need of a friend, so that was that. But he obviously knows that obviously I wouldn't try to get with him in that way because that would just be weird because of how close we are, and he wouldn't try to do that with me. So it was just like weird because she had that logic, and I was like, did you like try explaining to her that we're just really good friends? He's like, yeah, but she just doesn't like you because she has a bad vibe about you and everything. And I'm just like, you know what, whatever. She wants to be intimidated by me because I'm attractive, let her be. So I was just like, whatever. I was just super duper pissed off. And then we became friends again or whatever, and we're talking and we're texting. He's like, hey, look what's up and everything, I haven't talked to you, and we're talking. I'm like, oh, well, this happened, whatever. And then he was like, oh, by the way, add me on Snapchat again, and gave me a Snapchat username. And I'm like, this bitch deleted me out of your Snapchat? And he's like, yeah, and blocked you, but I unblocked you, don't worry. And I was like, this bitch. And I'm just like, I can't even. Like, what does she think I'm gonna do? Go and Snapchat her boyfriend nudes? No, that's not me. Hello, that's not me. I don't get what, like, she should trust her boyfriend that her boyfriend is loyal to her. Because he is a loyal guy, and I know that he's loyal. She's just a very insecure person. I mean, I know a lot of girls that are insecure in relationships like that, but this was taken to an extent where I was just like, and it just like triggered me, and I was just so pissed off about it, especially since we've been friends for such a long freaking time. It just got me so mad. And so then I just started to roast him and stuff like that. And I wasn't roasting him, but I was roasting her. Like, we'd be talking, and I like, what's it called? Like, he like would see an Instagram post of mine, and he'd text me and be like, oh, you look so good in this or something like that. And I'd be like, thanks, I know. And I was like, I look like Beyonce compared to your girlfriend, in case you didn't know that. And he's just like, he honestly like, he wasn't sticking up for his girlfriend and stuff. He was just like, you know, like he was like cracking up and everything. And I was like, just so you know, your girlfriend's a psychopath. Like what girl does that and stuff like that? So I was like, your girlfriend is a psychopath. Does she not realize that we've been best friends for 5 years? You can't just cut me off like that. Like, that's a move. So he's like, yeah, I know, she's a little crazy and everything. And I was just like, oh my God. So yeah. And then like a couple days go by or whatever, and then all of a sudden she starts following me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'm just like, oh my goodness. So then what do you think I did? I followed her back on Twitter, and then not on Instagram because she wasn't worthy of an Instagram follow. I follow her back on Twitter, and she messages me. She goes, hey, and I go, hey. She goes, you're Bob's friend, right? And I go, yes, I am. And she goes, just so you know, I don't like the fact that you guys are friends. And I'm like, oh, well, that's just too bad. Wow, like, boom, wow. Now, I didn't literally say that, like, you know, like, that's just too bad or whatever. I said, why don't you like that we are friends? Like, I don't get it. And she's like, you give me bad vibes. And she was just being really and I was just like this. And so I was like, she wants to get salty with me, I'm gonna get salty with her. So then she's like, I just have bad vibes about you. And I'm just like, I just kept going on. I'm like, why? She's like, just because I do. She's, you guys have been friends for a really long time. That's really sketchy. And I'm like, yeah, well, there's a reason we were friends for a really long time. You know, you know that? You ever think of that? You guys been dating for how long now? Maybe a month? I don't know. And you know, you get bad vibes about me. Meanwhile, we've been friends for 5 years, and last time we flirted was 3 years ago. Are you okay? And she's just like, I don't even know. I can't even begin to, like, I wish I had the messages. She was just being like really rude, and she was just like, oh, well, I'd appreciate if like you didn't talk to him and stuff. And I go, my pleasure. And then we stopped talking, and then next day, I'm talking to him, and he's like, did my girlfriend message you? And I was like, yeah, she did, and I want to tell her to like F off and everything. And he was like, you know, just like don't talk to her, just block her and everything, like block her right back. I was like, all right. So I blocked her right back, and that was the end of that. And now what happened is currently, like this is now currently, like that happened a while ago, and now currently, what's it called? Since we added each other back on Snapchat, we just like send each other like selfies and stuff like Snapchat's like, yo, what up and everything. And recently I Snapchatted him and he opened it and he didn't reply, and I was like, wonderful. And then removed me on Snapchat again. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, you know what? By this point, I'm just gonna like give up. If she like bitches me out again, I'm gonna be like, you like I'm just gonna like her out. Like, you know, like do you trust your boyfriend? Clearly not. Clearly you don't. Like maybe if she actually tried to talk to me, she would realize that I'm a good person and I'm not a freaking man stealer. Because people that steal other people's boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever, are just trash. Like, who does that? Like, that's really messed up. And my lighting keeps changing. I am so sorry. But I was just like, I don't know. So now I don't know what to tell you guys, because that is where I stand right now. And I mean, a lot of you guys are probably gonna go in the comments and troll, and you're gonna be like, oh, well, you shouldn't be talking to him in the first place if he has a girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. May I remind you that this kid has been a close friend to me for 5 years, and we have not like associated in like a dating way or anything like that in 3 years. And it was a fling that we had like 3 years ago, and it ended completely because we both agreed it was weird and it wouldn't work out. And then ever since, we've been friends. And so I can understand where she's coming from, being uncomfortable that he has like another girl that like he talks to, that like he's really like, good friends with. But it's like, you know, at least you should take the time to like talk to them, and you know, like maybe like if she were to message me and be friendly with me, she would realize I'm not like that. Like, I remember with my ex or whatever, there was this girl that he's like really close friends with that I had a really bad vibe about. And so what did I do? I talked to her and stuff like that. Not about that, but I just like became friends with her and stuff. And we eventually became good friends, and I realized that she's not like that and everything was fine. Like, you know, you gotta give people a chance. You know what? People have different opinions than other people, and some people just don't like giving chances and like to skip to conclusions. So I guess she's one of those people. And this is where I stand today. I don't know if this was a funny, entertaining story for you guys, but I was just like, you know, I was thinking about it, and I was like, this is just, I don't know, it was just funny. So yeah, I'm still ticked off about it. To this day, I am ticked off about it. And when he texts me, if he mentions something about his girlfriend, I'm like, please don't mention that ogre. Thank you. But yeah, I guess that's it for this video. This went by quicker than expected. But so if you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and stay subscribed to my channel. I upload every Tuesday and Friday. And yeah, it's a jolly time when you come here. If you haven't checked out my latest video, make sure to go below. It is the announcement for my merchandise. If you guys didn't already know, I have a merchandise line now, you know, BeautyChickee hats, sweaters, everything like that. Then the link is always below for that, as well as you could click the video below me to check out the full details on it. And right next to that will probably be my last story time, which was with all of my ex-boyfriends. So you guys could watch that too. And yeah, so that's about it. So I'm gonna go, chickies. I hope you have a wonderful day. And yeah, I will see you in Friday's video. So ciao, ciao, chickies.